Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum, welcome. Welcome to your practice with Kali, Rebel Yoga Tribe, and welcome to my home. Before we start our practice, I'm going to offer a disclaimer. Reminder that this is my home, which means dogs may bark, the doorbell might ring, my family members are moving around. And to give you the context, that is how in everyday life we practice. We practice with everything happening around us. So I invite you to be present with understanding and present with compassion and present with acceptance. Our practice today really is going to be a continuation of a Dosha yoga series. Dosha are our constitution, the unique combination of the Pancha Mahabhutas, the elements, which give rise to the way that we express ourselves, but also the way in which we experience and respond to life, the seasons, life's challenges, relationships, from the way that we process and digest the food that we take in, to the way that we emotionally relate to others in our life, the way that we harmonize with seasons, the way that we may, through the cycle of the day, respond to different points in the day, the way that we may be in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. All of this is guided by our unique combination of the elements. Pitta, the element, the dosha that we're working together, is a combination of the elements of Agni, Dhatu, that fire element, and Jal Dhatu, the water element. So we have 5 elements. We have Agni, fire, Vayu, air, Akasha, space, Prithvi, earth, Jal, water. So when we bring the thumb and the little finger together, we are connecting to the Pitta dosha, the fire and the water come together. And so this mudra represents the Pitta dosha. When Pitta is in excess or out of balance, when you are not in sync with how you want to show up, or things feel out of sorts, Pitta can become overwhelmed by the fire element, and that overwhelm can often manifest itself as destructive forces, so that anger, passions, the expression of criticism and judgment, they may be high. And often we want to bring those back down and moderate them. Sometimes anger is very powerful when it is directed, when it is purposeful. However, anger without intent, anger without purpose, can be all-consuming and leave in its wake ashes. We don't want to burn the village. We want to warm and heat the hearts of the villagers. We want to warm the hearth in which we want to gather around the communal fire. And so therefore sometimes we need to just work with the fire. And so practice today will help us to do that. The mudra that we're going to adopt is the Pitta Nashak mudra. And Pitta Nashak, Nashak means pacifying or reducing. Pitta Nashak mudra. This is also known as the Kapha Karak mudra, and I'll tell you why in a moment. So let's bring the little finger, which represents water, to the tip of the thumb, which represents fire, Agni. The tip of the ring finger, which represents Prithvi, to join together with the element of water and fire. And this is the Pitta Nashak Mudra. It's called also the Kappa Karak Mudra. Karak means increasing or growing. Growing Kappa. Kappa is the element of water and earth. And as you know, when you want to put out a fire, you cover it with earth. Water, again, also reduces the flames. And so we want to increase Kappa and decrease the fire. And then this mudra is the mudra that we would use for that purpose. So let's start by coming into our Sukhasana. You may be seated on a bolster, folded blanket, a cushion. You may be seated on a chair, as you wish, my friends. You have the autonomy. Grounding here, taking a few deep breaths, allowing the breath to rise and fall. We'll chant Om to open our practice, and then we'll chant the bija or seed sounds for the Pitta pacifying practice, or the Pitta seed sounds, and the intention you bring to them will grow or pacify Pitta. Om. For Vata. Om. Pitta. Om. For Kappa. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Let's whisper that. Om Harim. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Let's internalize that recitation. Om Shrim Aim Namaha in the heart, softly 3 times. Our practice is to bring the cooling, soothing qualities into our energy field. We'll practice a cooling breath, Sitali. And Sitali is a cooling breath in which we create an O with the tongue. And so you sort of curl up the tongue. You take a breath in through the mouth, so it travels along the funnel of the tongue to cool the air. And then you release the breath out through the nose. And sometimes curling the tongue can feel quite challenging. Not all of us can do that. So an alternative is Sitkari Pranayama. And that breath is through the teeth. So we're going to softly sort of close the teeth and the lips, but there's a sort of gentle gap. And as you breathe in, you breathe in through all the gaps between the lips and the gaps between the teeth. creating this feeling of refrigerator in your mouth, cooling sensation. So immediately the temple of the mouth cools down, and that will cool the pitta, cool the fire. So we've done 3 sitali and 3 sitari, and now we'll do another 3 breaths, and you choose the one that is most comfortable for you. And maintain the Pitta Nasha Mudra. You can do a combination if curling the tongue is no obstacle. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. So our practice is going to be easeful practice. We want to create feelings of allowing, of freedom to flow with ease. The kind of key principle we want to invite into our practice is kind of moderation and ease and a softness and a permission, so giving yourself permission to be soft, to be easeful, to be moderate in your practice. So let's start by removing our bolster or cushion if you wish. Just want to bring ourselves down to the earth. We're going to extend the left leg long and cross the right knee over the left leg and hug in that right knee with the left arm. Reach up with the right arm and take it behind you, and you can maintain that Nashak Mudra in Pitta Nashak Mudra with your left hand. And then as you inhale, lengthen and turn to the right as you exhale. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So we're not going to go for the folding that left leg in. We want to create that easefulness in the body today. And soft gaze, no sort of like forcing yourself to turn as sharply as you can. We want to let go of sharpness, we want to let go of judgment, we want to let go of that criticism. We want to be in a place of ease here. 3 or 4 breaths here. And then turn your head back to center, uncross that right leg, extend it long here. I'm going to go into a gentle forward fold here. Now sometimes having a folded blanket can be really helpful, or a cushion. So I'm just going to reach for a smaller cushion than a bolster, so I don't want to put a cushion, so I'll use this cushion here. And I'll just place that underneath my sit bones there. I keep my, as you can see, I'm still sort of, I'm not sitting fully on the cushion, I'm really just lifting the place where my spine is. Extend the legs long. Here, when we fold forward in Paschimottanasana, a softness in the knees is welcomed. Inhale to lengthen and then exhale to reach forward. Here, we're not going to go too far. Go to where feels comfortable, creating ease, creating an allowing, creating space for the expression of water to flow. A soft forward, remember you can have those knees softened with a bend in them. You can reach, sometimes I like to place my hands on the backs of my legs here to encourage even more sort of softness in the legs. Rather than reach for the toes, sometimes which people sort of try to reach for the toes here, but then that creates tension through the legs. And I want to create a softness. And when you touch and smoothly move your hands over a part of your body, it invites a relaxation into that part of the body. Three or four breaths here. We want to maintain that moderate approach. We are not being competitive with ourselves, we're not being harsh with ourselves, we're not pushing ourselves here, because that is the very essence of Pitta, when it's in excess, when it's out of balance. Okay, my friends, let's slide the hands along the legs as you come up. Let's keep that right leg extended, and let's take the left leg over the right leg this time. And hug everything in. Look up. This creates space and openness. Wrap the right arm around the left leg. Reach up with the left arm and then reach behind with that left arm. And again, a softness here. And looking over that left shoulder. And keep that cushion handy for when you might want it during the rest of your practice. Always have lots of props available and around you. And you may keep that Pitta Nasha Mudra in the right hand here. 3 more breaths here, my dear. Surrender into your practice today, really. That is our kind of vibe. Right, dear friends, let's turn back to center with the head first, then followed by the heart. Uncross your legs. Option to open the legs wide here. And again, if you experience a tightness in the hips here, so when you Pitta, if you're Pitta like me, and the fire in you is strong, so I'm Pitta Vata, and my Pitta can be very fiery, which means that the flow of water sometimes gets stuck. So I have quite tight hips here. And so for me, folding forward is really challenging. And that's not surprising because of the essence of my character is reflected in the essence of the expression of my body. So folding forward here in Upavishta Konasana, again, invitation to be gentle with yourself. There's no need here. I'm going to move my little, as you all know, I like to plan my sessions, so there's a nice little book. If you're a yoga teacher joining me, and I know I have many yoga teachers, and those yoga teachers who have studied with us in Radical Darshan watch these classes, always remember, approach your classes with a sense of purpose, intention. If you wish here, you can also have a bolster here that you rest your hands on, or rest your forearms on. You can even have it slightly higher, so you can rest your eyebrow center on it, my friends. Gentle Pitta practice. Three or 4 breaths. And then let's rise up slowly, so unfurling that spine. Moving one bolster away, and let's bring those legs in gently. We're going to swing our legs around and come onto all fours, my friends. Now here, if you're going to come onto all fours, you might need to pad your mat so that you have some padding underneath the knees, coming into Bhamarasana table pose. Let's neutralize here, gentle cat-cow flow, Majhi Asana and Vitli Asana. Moving through the spine, Om Shrim Aim Namaha. So these are also very watery movements to grow water here. We're going to move into Suchirandasana. Eye of the needle here. So reach up with the right arm and thread the right arm underneath the body, and then bring the right shoulder and right ear to the mat here. This left hand can stay on the mat, extended long, or you can reach up into the air. And if you are reaching up, bring the hand into Pitta Nashak Mudra. Suchirandasana. Threading the needle pose. Three or 4 breaths here. And then exhale, bring the left hand to the earth. Inhale, rise up with the right arm. And let's swap over with the left hand to the sky. Thread underneath the body. Left ear and left shoulder to the mat. Right arm extended along the mat or rising up into the sky. As you wish, my friends. Find freedom in your body here. Freedom is through a softness, because we're going to explore those soft places in the body. Practices for Pitta types, and if you're a Pitta type, you'll know you're a Pitta type because you're probably doing hot yoga, probably doing vinyasa type yoga, probably doing all of those branded yogas which involve a lot of movement at pace. I encourage you to explore yin, Chandra Namaskar type practices, walking, meditation type practices. Let's come back with the right arm back to the earth, rising up, little cat-cow here. And then we're going to sit back on our heels, coming into Balasana, child's pose. And the arms here can be reaching forward, palms connected with the earth, or alongside your body and the backs of your hands connected with the earth. Balasana, child's pose. And here we're going to take Brahmari Pranayam. Brahmari is that honeybee breath, that buzzing breath. I'll demonstrate it to you for a moment. So you take a breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, you make a humming sound at the back of the throat. And then inhale through the nose. Lips are softly closed. One more, my friends. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, Brahmari Pranayama. Inhaling, rise up with the arms to the sky, hands in Nashat Mudra. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, rise up. Exhale over to the right. Let's flow like this. Three times, my friends. And then finishing on the right as you started on the left. And then, so return to the earth, stay on your knees, but we're going to turn the knees around. So I'm going to turn around to face you. You might be okay where you are with your space. So we're on our knees. Remember, you have padding if you need padding. Let's extend the right leg long so that you create, we're moving into Parigrasana, gate pose. Parigrasana. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, right arm onto your right leg and over with the left arm. Inhale, center, both arms follow. Let's bring the left arm to the earth and the right arm reaching overhead. So let's flow here gently from side to side. If you wish, place a block on the earth so that when you bring your left arm to the earth, you have a block there. And again, we're going to practice this 3 times, waving through the gate. Parigrasana. And then bring that right knee back in, tuck it in for a moment, and let's go the other way. So move your block if you wish over to the right side and extend your left leg out. Reach up with both arms, and you can bring your Nasha Mudra here. Exhale, left hand to the left leg and over with the right arm. Right arm to the earth or your block, as you wish, my friends. The block can be in different positions here. And we'll flow 3 times from left to right. So this is a cooling practice. We are not going through at pace. We're going here through the gentle flow with your breath. And then when you've done 3 times in both directions, my friends, let's bring that left knee in. Move the block again, so I've got a bit of space. Back into Bhamarasana. Extend the right leg long, reach forward with the left arm, Sardulasana, tiger pose. And then swap legs and swap arms. And we're going to flow like this 3 times. Flowing Sardulasana. And you'll notice that I bring my hands into Pitta Mudra. And breathing deeply. Oh, and when you've done your 3 in both directions, a lot of flowing, a lot of movement, then my friends, when you're back in Bhamarasana here, you might want to create some circles with the hips one way, then the other way. You might do some sort of looking back spinal flow here. So move with creativity here, whatever you feel like you need. So you can do waves of the spine coming back into Balasana. And then forward through a variation of almost like Sanamba Bhujangasana. Okay, my friends, take a moment here. Let's extend the arms long, coming into Anahatasana, puppy pose, melting heart pose, as you call it. Take a moment here. We're not going to be here for too long. You can have your elbows much closer to you. You can place your eyebrow center on a block or a cushion, my friends, rather than the earth. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Inhale, lift the eyebrow center and walk your hands back towards you. And we're going to extend ourselves onto the earth, prone here. And we're going to come into Shalabhasana, locust pose. We're going to do variations, so let's move slowly here, my friends. Let's start by placing your eyebrow center on the backs of your hands and lift the right leg. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift the left leg. Exhale to lower. Let's do that 3 times. Inhaling to lift the right leg. Exhale to lower. And then the left. And now, my friends, let's extend our arms long. Lift the left arm and lower. Lift the right arm and lower. And if you wish, you can leave your eyebrow center on the earth. We can lift your eyebrow center. Okay, my friends, when we've done that 3 times with each arm, let's lift the opposite arm and opposite leg. So start with whichever one you wish. Just remember which one you started. So left and right. And then swap to the other one 3 times. You can keep your eyebrow center lifted off the earth here, my friends, if you wish. Great space. And now we're going to lift everything, my friends. Hold it there for a moment. Exhale to lower. Beautiful work. Tuck your elbows in, bring your hands near your heart space, and then let's come back onto our knees. Walk your hands back towards your body, and let's come onto our toes, my friends. Coming into a forward fold at the back of your mat here. Uttanasana. Inhale to slowly lift yourself up to come into standing, my friends. Take a moment here. Now we're going to move into a very simple Chandra Namaskar sequence. I'm going to keep it cooling, soothing, easeful. So let's stand on the right side of your mat so you have the space on the left side to move. That doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be doing mirroring with me, because I can't work out the logistics of what that looks like for you when we do it in this way. What you want to do is work to the left, coming into your Tadasana standing pose. Inhale, hands reach up. Interlace your fingers so you come into a Kali Mudra. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to right. Inhale to center. As you exhale, step out into Tadasana, star pose, my friends. Bend into your knees, bend into your elbows, goddess pose. Utkarta Konasana or Devyasana as it's called. Inhale back to rise into star pose. Turn the left foot to face the top of your mat, and then hinge over to the left with your left arm and come down towards the other. This right hand can go onto your right hip or up into the sky. Come into Nashak Mudra with that right hand. Here you may use a block. Coming into your Trikonasana. One more breath here. Now, my friends, let's rotate onto the ball of that right foot. So take that right foot slightly wider so that we come into pyramid pose. I'm going to create that pyramid base. So where you have your left heel in line with your the arch of your right foot, we're going to bring that right foot out towards the mat. So we create a broader base for ourselves here. 2 blocks may be handy here, so you can bring the blocks to rest on your hands to rest on the blocks, so lifting the earth towards you. You can also rest your hands on a table, or you can rest your hands here on your left thigh. Crown is reaching forward, heart is parallel to the earth. There's a soft bend in that left knee. So your variation of pyramid pose, my friends, using what of support you wish to have here. Now, my friends, let's bring the left hand to the inside of the left leg, shuffle the left foot out, rotate onto the ball of the right leg and come into dragon pose here. This is a fiery pose, so we're going to be here for a very short period of time. Now, tuck the right toes, rotate the heart, so we come into Skandasana. Right leg is extended, right foot points up, right toes point up. We're on the ball of the left foot or on the sole of the left foot, depending on how easeful you find that. You can have blocks to support you. You can place a block underneath your left knee. So this sometimes helps to create that space. You might be holding on to blocks. So remember, low footstool will do here, my friends, whatever you need. Coming into Skandasana. Now remember, with the Chandra Namaskar sequence, we're mirroring just like the moon mirrors and reflects the light of the sun. So now we're going to scoot across our mat over to the right side. So our left leg now becomes extended. We're on the ball or the sole of our right foot. Again, we bring our blocks or footstool with us, so we have the support here. for our hands. Or you can place that knee on your block. You can bring your hands into Nashak here. So Nashak Mudra here. Sometimes I like to join my fingers here. Moving into dragon pose here. So rotate the heart so that we look to the short edge of the mat here. Heel toe the right foot to the outside edge of the mat. Bring that left knee down towards the earth. So we're in a very gentle form of dragon pose. Even if you have that left knee lifted, we are inviting a softness into the hips here. The focus is on the hips. So we're focusing on the water aspect of this asana rather than the fire aspect of this asana. And then, my friends, let's lift that left knee and bring that left foot to the outside edge of the mat so that we come into pyramid pose here. Lift yourself gently here. Now remember, for pyramid pose, your hands can be supporting you by placing them on the right thigh. You can have your hands on the wall or a table if you have that in front of you. You can use your blocks. Heart is parallel to the earth here. This is pyramid pose. Uttanasana. From here we transition into Trikonasana. So we want to bring that left foot so it's in line with the heel of the right foot. Right hand to the inside of the right leg, left arm reaching up to the sky, coming into Trikonasana. Use your block here if you wish to lift the earth up towards you, my friends. One more breath here, and then let's rise up into Tadasana, star pose. Bend your knees into Devi Asana, Utthata Konasana. Star pose. Now we'll step to the left, coming back into Tadasana, hands in Kali Mudra. Exhale to the right, inhale to center, exhale to left, inhale to center. Bring your hands back down to your heart to finish in Tadasana. So that Tadasana sequence complete, our Chandana Namaskar sequence completed for this practice, for this purpose. Gentle breathing here. Perhaps you practice Siddhali Pranayama or Siddhari Pranayama. So Siddhali through the curled tongue, or Siddhari through the gently parted lips and teeth for that hissing sound breath. Inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Sorry, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the nose. Three more breaths here, my friends. And so now we're going to return back down to the earth. So we're moving towards the end of our practice here. Coming down towards the earth, my friends. And we're going to move into sort of a sequence which may feel like it's counterintuitive. Now we're going to move into Halasana at one point, cloud pose. So you might want to have a bolster handy nearby, or cushions, or a low footstool there. So we'll have those available to us. I'm going to start with bridge pose. So lowering yourself down to the earth so that you are ready for bridge pose here. Now for your bridge pose, my friends, Setu Bandhasana, you can, it's going to be a moving bridge pose, a moving mountain pose actually. So it's a variation of bridge pose. So you come, so if I lift my hips, and this is sort of our bridge pose. And then the moving mountain variation of that involves the hands reaching overhead. So make sure we've got a bit of space there. So as you inhale, you lift the hips and pelvis and reach overhead with your left arm. As you lower, you bring the left arm back to the earth. Inhale, lift the hips and pelvis and the right arm overhead. So moving with your breath, left arm, right arm, and then both arms. We'll do 3 rounds, so practice this for 3 rounds. Left arm, lifting the hips, right arm, lifting the hips, both arms, lifting the hips. So you're lifting, you're lowering and raising the hips with the motion of your arms. And when you've completed your sequence, we're going to move into shoulder stand, Shavasana. So we'll practice shoulder stand. If you have any stories with your neck, then what I suggest you do is place a cushion or a bolster underneath your hips and raise your arms so that you are keeping the shoulders and the neck clear. So this will be your variation of Ardha Shavasana. If you are moving into shoulder stand, we want to make sure that we do have some space behind us when we transition into Halasana plow. And then if you wish to have your bolster on which you rest your toes, have that set up for yourself. So to move into shoulder stand, let's place our hands on the earth, pressing through the forearms. Tuck the knees in towards the heart, and then lift the knees, lift the hips, lift the pelvis. Immediately support your lower back. And then when you have your lower back supported, you've created that scaffold. Reach up towards the sky with your left arm, and left leg, right leg. Keep supporting your lower back. Keep your gaze up towards your toes. We're not going to be here for very long, my friends. And if you wish to move into Halasana, bend into your knees and then bring your toes to the earth behind you. Now this is where, if you have your blocks, your bolster set up, you can rest them on your bolster. I've slightly misjudged where my bolster is, but fortunately I have my footstool there. So if you've misjudged where your bolster is, you can come back into shoulder stand by bringing your knees to the eyebrows and then lifting your legs. You can hold there for a moment, and then to come out of shoulder stand, bring your hands back to the earth and unroll your spine, one vertebrae at a time, so that you can bring your feet to the earth. I suggest you keep your knees bent. That gives time for the spine to align. And then you can always just move your bolster. Actually, you're better off shuffling yourself down. If I shuffle myself down slightly, I should be in a better position for my bolster. So again, you can just experiment here, play around a little bit, be playful here, have fun here. And it is entirely up to you how you how long you stay here in Shavasana, Ardha Shavasana, Halasana with the support of the pillows. But when you are ready to come out, always remember to support yourself as you uncurl your spine to come back down to the earth. Keep those knees bent for a moment to realign the spine. And we're going to move into Matsyasana, fish pose. This is often the counter pose to Shavasana. Here, my friends, you might want to have a cushion or a bolster. If you, not cushion or bolster, I'm going to use a cushion here, so I'll place my cushion there. Because we're going to reach back with our head, and sometimes if the earth and your head has distance that you want to close, using a small cushion will help. Let's place our hands on top of each other underneath the hips, the sacrum area. Legs can be extended long here. Lift the heart and tuck the elbows in so that you are resting on your forearms and your elbows. And then reach back with your crown. The crown might reach the earth. It may be lifted here. Again, you might need to adjust your cushion so that it's in the right place. The aim here is to have and again, shuffle your hands around. If your hands don't feel comfortable, shuffle them around and release them. Perhaps you don't want to place them on top of each other. Perhaps that feels too constrictive. Open the heart, open the throat here. Matsyasana. If that feels really uncomfortable and challenging in terms of the easefulness you want to create, another option is to place the cushion in the middle of the back between the shoulder blades and then lift the chin so that the back of the head is resting on the earth, the chin is open, the heart is supported by the cushion. This could be a variation that creates more easefulness in the body. Often when we move into different asana, we think about the sort of aesthetic appearance of an asana. It's the experience that you have in the body, and creating that experience in the body using props helps us to. Asana is about the direction and the flow of energy. If we feel uncomfortable and have unease, then we're not able to experience the flow of energy. That is why I often invite you to use the props you have around you in the home, and cushions, footstools, pillows, blankets are a real asset. So my friends, when we have had enough time in our Matsyasana, in the supported version, come back down to the earth, and then let's allow our arms and legs to open out for a moment. We're going to come into a reclined twist in a moment. So let's just give ourselves a second to realign. And when you're ready, let's bend into our knees, hug them into our spine. Let's release the knees over to the left first. Arms open wide. Creating a T shape. Jatara Parivatasana. Or Supta Matsyendrasana. Various descriptions of the reclined twist. Cooling, soothing breaths here. Remember, this practice is one that you surrender into, we float into. Inhale, legs back to center. You hug them in slightly. If you wish to, just have that little self-love for a moment. And then release the knees over to the right. Again, surrendering and softening here into a reclined twist to the right. We twist it to the left first and then the right, thinking about the flow of the digestive tract. Jatara Parivartasana or Supta Matsyendrasana. Few cooling, soothing breaths here. You can use the Pitta Nashak Mudra if you wish, my friends. You can practice Siddhari or Siddhari Pranayam like this. And when you're ready, let's bring our legs back to center. A little gentle hug here. And extend your legs and arms long to come into Shavasana. And here, my friends, you may have, I have really cooled down. I don't know about you, but my body temperature has dropped during that practice, which is exactly what you want to do for a Pitta pacifying practice. But if you've got a little cold, because I'm also Vata, so my extremities have got a bit cold, you may cover yourself with a blanket. But if you are enjoying the coolness, my friends, then stay with the coolness. Closing your eyes or softening your gaze in Shavasana. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. Om Shrim Aim Namaha. And I'm going to close out here. And as I close out, my advice to you is to stay in Shavasana. And when you do rise, come into your Sukhasana with your Pitta Nashak Mudra. So you may want to hit the pause button for a moment. And then when you do rise from your practice, your Pitta Nashak Mudra in Sukhasana, closing out with your mantra, the bija seed sounds for Pitta Dosha. Or Om Shrim Aim Namaha. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Dhanyavad, my friends. Wherever you are, whether you're lying in Shavasana or you've come to your seat for meditation, stay with the practice.